Were you feeling pretty fired up about a Jimmy Buffett tribute like this guy until you saw the ticket prices or you got shut out this morning? Well, let's hope Margaritaville has something else planned in the future. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Steelhead Station. If you've never been here, this is a jack of all trades, master of most of them station, and I'm the Steelhead, aka MSU number one. If you've ever been on any of the Parrothead boards, the OG ones, Buffett News, Kobo back in the day, and normally we talk about lots of things, fishing, DIY tips, but today we're going to talk about something that I love, and that's Jimmy Buffett. So, of course, today was the big day. The Jimmy Buffett tribute show finally was announced this week, and the pre-sale started yesterday and then today, and we'll get into that, but we're going to talk about the tribute shows and maybe what something Margaritaville can do for all of us. Now, as you can see, early on, I got on today. I got on a few minutes late, and it started off at 19,000 people in front of me. I don't believe the Hollywood Bowl even holds 19,000, so I knew I was not getting any tickets. So 20 minutes later, there's still 10,000 people in front of me. And my vacation dreams of saying goodbye to Jimmy in one last show just kind of went up in flames. And, another 10 minutes later, we were up to still almost 4,000 people in front. And it was like, okay, where's this going? Finally, we got in. So looking at this, you can see there were still some available seats up front, but it was not showing you any way to buy them, and it wasn't showing you any of the prices. And I happen to know that most of those prices were $5,000 earlier when I checked before the pre-sale started. Now, messing around with the filters, I finally figured out why I could not buy these tickets or even see the prices. That was because, as you see here, they were all premium seats. Those premium seats won't be available to the regular on sale date, and I got to this by just clicking on the filters and turning on only the venue presale and the artist presale. But then when you turn on just official platinum tickets, they all come back. And so there, we're just not going to get tickets. So how do we see or hear Jimmy again, Parrotheads, besides possibly in the upcoming new Grand Theft Auto game? And that's a whole nother video coming soon. But we have to go back a few months, back to when McAnally talked to Billboard and he announced that the tribute show was coming. Well, shortly after he announced that in that video, they announced that Jazz Fest was going to have a special Coral Reefer tribute. And people like myself thought Jazz Fest all along would be the place that it would happen. And it looked like that, but it also looked like it wasn't much of a tribute show. It was more or less just a Coral Reefer reunion. And then, of course, we heard this week. So you still have the option of going to Jazz Fest and seeing the Reefers. This will more than likely be on PBS, this tribute show. But what if Margaritaville decided to have their own festival? And I think that's where Jimmy's idea of keeping the party going really should head. Because Margaritaville has all the capabilities to do that. They have built-in fans of Jimmy who would sign up. Kenny, Zach, Jack Johnson. That right there is one day of a festival. And a lot of these guys are already signed up for this new tribute show, and to Jimmy this time. Fortunately, Toby can't be there because he'll be watching with Jimmy. But with Margaritaville, if they did their own festival, it wouldn't have to be, in a sense, a tribute to Jimmy. It could be Jimmy's legacy living on in the spirit and of his music living on, but people could do their own thing, and you could have people who are like Parrot Head adjacent come out, and like bands like Dead and Company, who said they have retired from touring, but would do special things. I think a one show on a second night headlining gig of a Margaritaville festival would be right up their alley. Or other people who just love Jimmy, but they never really got the chance. And, they could play their own music. You wouldn't necessarily have to do Parrot Head music, but it could be something for all of us. And I think that's something they need to look into. And they already have the perfect person in-house to put it all together, and that's Savannah. And if you didn't know, Savannah actually managed and lived with Phantom Planet and Maroon 5 before they were big. She's hosted multiple shows now, and she's interviewed lots of musicians that consider Jimmy to be either a mentor or an influence, like Dave Matthews. And she even was on the CD-ROM portion of Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as a teen, going around backstage interviewing the Coral Reefers. So come on, Margaritaville, give us something. Let's keep the party going. We love you, Jimmy.